Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing really well. So today I am back to talk about 5 more fantastic booktubers that if you are not watching them, you definitely should be. Since it is Christmas, I thought, spread a little bit of festive cheer and spread the love with some booktubers who I just think are absolutely brilliant. This is a video that I like to do kind of semi-regularly, but actually when I was looking back, I haven't done one of these videos since I think last Vlogmas. So it's been a whole year, which seems absolutely atrocious on my part. And I think part of it is that I've just not been watching a whole lot of new booktubers recently, and that's totally on me. That's something that I definitely need to fix about my YouTube watching. So definitely if you have any recommendations, or if you yourself have recently set up a channel, do let me know. I would love to check it out, and also any recommendations you have for booktubers who you absolutely adore. But first off, the first booktuber that I would like to talk to you about today is Shelly over at Shelly Swearingen. I'm so sorry if I said your last name wrong. I just think that Shelly is absolutely brilliant. Whenever she posts a video, I am right there. She is just so bubbly, so funny, and she infuses so much of her fun personality into her videos, all the while balancing that fun and that personality with her fantastic assessment of books. She really knows what she's talking about. She's always so well thought out and eloquent, and she reads just such a wide array of books, though I would say predominantly it's classics and non-fiction. I would say just watch any video of hers really, but I always especially enjoy her get ready with me's that are kind of paired with a wrap up. As somebody myself who whenever, if you've seen any of my get ready with me videos, of which I have not done many, you'll notice that I always end up running out of questions or things to talk about, and my makeup still isn't done. So the fact that Shelly is able to pace herself very, very well, speak eloquently, and do something at the same time, I'm just amazed. I'm just not that skilled. She also recently did a video called Am I a Naturalist Now? Books, Backyards, Plants, Trees, Dresses, Tree Swings, Insects, Gratitude, and Harry, where she kind of talks about how this newfound love of nature has kind of seeped into everything in her life, from her clothes to the books that she reads, and I just thought that was really lovely. The second booktuber who I wanted to recommend is somebody who I feel like a lot of you might already be subscribed to, but I just felt like I couldn't do another one of these videos without mentioning him, and that is Brian over at Bookish, because I cannot go a week without watching one of his Saturday hodgepodge videos. I just find them so interesting to listen to. I would say that Brian typically reads non-fiction and classics, but there is a really good mix of books within his wrap-ups. He's somebody who does like to branch out and read things that are a bit different to what he might normally pick up, and like I say, I love watching his hodgepodge videos because it is really a hodgepodge. It is anything that has kind of come to his mind that week. Alongside his reading and his booktube watching, he also talks a lot about politics, and as somebody myself, I am very politically minded. I am keeping up with the news, but I'm always really unsure about how to approach talking about it online, whereas I watch Brian's videos and I think, oh, that's how I should be doing it, because he is so eloquent, he is so passionate and compassionate in the politics that he talks about, but also forceful when he needs to be. When there is something that is really not right going on in the world, then he is not afraid to say that, even if it does mean that some people, often trolls, might leave negative comments. And yeah, I really admire that. I always watch his videos and I think Brian is who I want to be when I grow up, when I stop being this little child that I am. Also, always have to give a heads up to somebody who loves history. Next up, we have Kier The Scrivener. What I love about her videos is just the variety. I feel like I will never 100% predict what is going to come out next from Kier The Scrivener. It might be a fun vlog where she's gone to watch Shakespeare, it might be a book tag, or it might be a rant video about One Tree Hill. She also reads such a variety of books, once again, kind of on the classics non-fiction bent, at least those are the videos that I tend to watch, but also sci-fi and fantasy, and it's just a real mix. So I feel like there is definitely a video there for everybody, while still retaining this same kind of composure of just being very thoughtful, very eloquent. I think you're noticing that I am really admiring people who are super eloquent, because I am not eloquent. I am not a good talker. I just wing it and edit and hope for the best. The video I particularly wanted to point to was one that is right up my street, and that is my period drama watch list, going through all of her recommendations of period dramas, of costume dramas that you should watch, because of course, it's my favourite kind of film. My favourite kind of thing to watch is people in corsets and beautiful gowns. Next up, I wanted to recommend Amelia Barlow books. This is quite a new to me booktuber, who I mainly found out about through Shah at Thoroughly Enjoyed Books, but we fellow Northerners, and particularly Yorkshire girls, have to stick together, I think. I think of Amelia and I think of autumn, I think of coziness. That's just the vibe that these videos get across to me. There's a good mix of bookish videos as well as lifestyle content, so there are beautiful vlogs that she does, and it's also books that are a little bit different to the kind of things that I would typically read. She reads short stories, she reads a lot of contemporary fiction, memoirs, even a bit of crime in there sometimes, which is very different to what I read, but I just think the way that she kind of tells you about the books that she's reading, I just find really enthralling. And even though it's probably books that I wouldn't pick up for myself, I'm always just there like, oh yeah, Amelia, I want to know what you think of that. Just that feeling of being sat at home, back home up in Yorkshire, or maybe in a coffee shop sitting across from a friend as they tell you what they're interested in, what they're reading. That's just the vibe that I get from Amelia, and I really enjoy it. And I think think she only started in the past like 6 months or so. And I think her videos are just so fantastic to say that she's only been doing it for that long. She just comes across really naturally on camera. And yeah, I'm hoping to be watching her videos for a long time to come. And then last but not least is a booktuber who I have definitely spoken about in the past. You know that I love this person, but I was looking back at my previous booktube recommendations videos and I actually haven't mentioned her, and I cannot believe this. I, you know, smack on the wrist. So I thought I have to do it now, I have to. And that is Aoife over at Pretty Purple Polka Dots. I love Aoife. She's fantastic. She is brilliant. And also, I think if we're going to attribute my reading more romance books than I might have normally this year, as well as pointing a finger at the Heaving Bosoms podcast, we also have to point the finger at Aoife, because that is really Aoife's bread and butter, is romance, contemporary fiction, I guess the kind of stuff that people used to call chick lit. I feel like that's less of a thing nowadays to call it, but basically like fun, cute, romantic. I always get really, really good recommendations from Aoife on that front. I also always trust her opinion on when to stay away from a book, which I think is just off, if not more important than the recommendations that you get. She's just got a lovely, funny personality. I also attribute Aoife to me watching and falling in love with Derry Girls, and that's just a debt that will never be repaid because I love it so much. Also, speaking of debts that will never be repaid to Aoife, she's basically become my Irish Nana in the sense that she lit a candle for me when I went to my interview for my current job, and obviously I got my job. So I don't think it was down to anything that I did in the interview. I think it's all down to the candles. Never neglect lighting a candle, it always works. So thank you, Aoife, for all the love. And you definitely should watch her. So there we go, that is a quick summary of 5 booktubers who, if you have not been watching them, you definitely should. Go over to their channels, subscribe to them, and I hope you love them as much as I do. Like I said at the top of this video, if you have any recommendations of booktubers who I should check out, please do let me know. It's definitely something that I want to get a lot better at this year, is watching more new people, or at least new to me people, and just spreading as much booktube love as humanly possible. That's not something that you should just do at Christmas, that is something that you should do all year round. I would love to hear from you. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.